CEO girlfriend of 5 years didn't trust me. She said I had to collect 10,000 handwritten blessings from strangers before she'd marry me. But when Marcus, the ex she couldn't get over, the guy who dumped her 3 times, dared her to make their relationship official, she put it up on every billboard in the city without hesitation. My mom had just gotten to the city to meet my fiance when she saw this. She had a heart attack and ended up in the hospital. I rushed to where Vivian was announcing her relationship and got on my knees, begging her to give me back my savings for mom's medical bills. She just frowned and said once my money was in her account, it was hers. She had no reason to pay for my family's problems. I needed to figure it out myself. Then, right in front of me, she used my money to buy Marcus a luxury car. Because I couldn't pay the hospital on time, Mom missed her treatment window. She died in the hospital morgue. I buried her, took a job offer from an overseas company, and turned in my resignation. Vivian thought I was just being dramatic. She said, "Where are you gonna go at your age without me? Stop playing games. I'll take your mom out for a few days later, just doing my duty as your future daughter-in-law." But when she saw me at the airport, why were her eyes red? Why did she drop to her knees begging me to forgive her? After my visa came through, I went home to pack. The second I opened my closet, Vivian jumped out and scared the hell out of me. "Alex, I'm the hunter, and I caught my prey." She was grinning, her cheeks flushed, laughing like crazy. I knew she'd been using business trips as an excuse the past couple days to travel with Marcus and avoid me. Before, I would have greeted her with a smile and asked about her trip. Now I just pushed her aside and started grabbing my clothes. Vivian stood there looking confused. After a minute, she poked my arm. "Alex, what's wrong? Are you still mad I didn't lend you money that day? I was trying to help Marcus with his dare. We're friends, and he was about to lose in 15 minutes. I didn't have time to transfer you anything. Didn't I soften up later and have finance give you an advance?" I let out a bitter laugh, fighting back tears, and kept shoving clothes into my suitcase. That day, Mom had just gotten into town when she saw her future daughter-in-law on a giant screen, holding another man's hand and announcing their relationship. She collapsed right there. I rushed over and dropped to my knees in front of Vivian, begging her to give me back my savings for Mom's hospital bills. It would have taken her 3 seconds to pull out her bank card, but she just coldly kicked me away and told me to figure it out myself. Then she spent every last cent from my card on a luxury car for Marcus. Later, when I went to finance for an advance, the officer rolled her eyes at me. "Alex, who do you think you are? Dreaming about someone like her? Mr. Marcus and CEO Vivian are the perfect couple." She deliberately dragged out the process. I ran around the company, completing 18 different procedures, which took 3 hours, just to get a $200 advance. The finance officer said it was Vivian's orders. They couldn't do anything about it. By the time I got to the hospital, Mom was already gone. Vivian saw I wasn't talking, grabbed the clothes from my hands, and threw them on the bed. "That's what I hate about you small town guys. You're so petty. You hand over a few $100,000, then try every trick to get it back. Honestly, I bought Marcus that sports car just to stop you from thinking you could get into my pockets." My heart felt like someone squeezed it hard. I took a deep breath. I thought if I just gave her everything I earned and opened up to her, Vivian would eventually stop being suspicious. But I never thought she'd still think I was after her money. Marcus and her had broken up and gotten back together 3 times. Each time, she won him back with luxury cars and expensive homes. So why was I suddenly the one being petty? I finished packing, grabbed my suitcase, and gave her a sarcastic smile. "It won't happen again. Keep your money for Marcus." Vivian's eyes went wide. She grabbed me. Crash! A storage box fell over, sending thousands of paper slips covered with blessings flying everywhere like snow. These were all the blessing messages I'd begged random people on the street to write for me. She'd said she'd had enough heartbreak. Unless I collected 10,000 blessings from strangers to prove I was serious, she wouldn't marry me. The 10,000th blessing was from someone sitting next to my mom on the train into the city. When Mom handed it to me, she wished Vivian and me a long, happy life together. But Vivian still announced her relationship with Marcus just because of one sentence from him. All my effort, all my boundaries. It was all a joke. Vivian picked up one of the slips. Her face relaxed and she sighed. "All right, Alex, stop sulking. I'll give you another $300. Take your mom shopping and out to eat. Later, I'll take her on a trip. I'll do my duty as a daughter-in-law." Before, I would have taken the out and praised her as a good wife. But now the bitterness in my heart wouldn't go away. I just couldn't swallow it. I covered her phone screen and said coldly, "No need. You're not her daughter-in-law. We're done." My words got drowned out by the sound of a key in the lock. "Vivian, I'm here to pick you up. Didn't we say we'd treat everyone to dinner to celebrate?" Marcus walked in, looking surprised. "Assistant Alex, why are you at Vivian's place?" Vivian coughed and put some distance between us. "Alex's mom needed money. He just asked if he could get a salary advance. We've been secretly dating for 5 years. She always kept me at arm's length. I couldn't even post about her on Instagram. I thought it was because she didn't want an office romance. Turns out she was just keeping it from him." Marcus looked all righteous and snapped at me. "Assistant, Alex, don't push it. I didn't even say anything about you making a scene at the announcement, but you've got hands and feet. You can't just take advantage of Vivian's kindness and demand money from her." Vivian frowned, about to say something. I smirked. "You're right. That's exactly what I think. So, I'm leaving now." I grabbed my suitcase and walked past Vivian, heading downstairs. She took a step like she was going to follow, glanced at Marcus, then calmly said, "Be careful." As I left the building, Vivian sent me a Snapchat. "Alex, don't worry. This is the last time I'll help Marcus out. I'll make time in a couple days to take your mom out, and we can talk about wedding plans and get married soon." I scoffed and opened my chat with William, the HR guy from the overseas company. "William, my visa's done. Flight's tomorrow afternoon. See you there." I took a cab to the company to pick up my files, but the HR officer looked annoyed. "CEO Vivian's been holding up your resignation. Come back next Monday." I called Vivian, but it just rang. It was always like this when she was with Marcus. I should have waited for her to approve my resignation before rushing off. Frustrated, I left the company. Behind me, people started laughing. When Mr. Marcus and CEO Vivian made it official, he was there singing and dancing, even kneeling and begging Vivian for money. So embarrassing. Didn't you see how awful his face looked when he couldn't get through to CEO Vivian just now? If I were her, I'd block a leech like that too. I was used to this kind of talk by now. My phone pinged. A message from Marcus. The photo showed the blessing slip stuffed into a stinking greasy trash can. Vivian threw away all 10,000 blessings just because I said so. I heard you spent a year collecting them. Must hurt, huh? So what if you dated for 5 years? The second I came back, you got kicked to the curb. She's eating with me right now, peeling shrimp for me, her hands covered in sauce. You've never seen that, have you? If you're curious, come to the restaurant's private room. I'll let you watch all you want. My hand tightened around my phone. Since he'd come back, I'd seen too many messages like this. Vivian, who was a total clean freak and so proud, would wash his clothes, cook for him, and even wash his feet and make his bed. Before, I used to dread Marcus's messages, but I'd torture myself watching Vivian's special treatment of him. I'd even tell myself the photos were photoshopped, telling him not to stir up trouble, thinking if I didn't see the truth, I could keep lying to myself. This time, I went. Not out of jealousy, but to get Vivian to sign my resignation so I could cut all ties with her. Half an hour later, I got to the restaurant and heard Vivian arguing with someone in the stairwell. I hid around the corner. Vivian, are you out of your mind? Marcus dumped you 3 times, each time worse than the last. He even tricked you to a cliff and almost broke your leg. And you're making it official with him? Alex has been with you for 5 years and you never gave him a title. Don't forget he risked his life to save you. It was Sasha, Vivian's best friend. I touched the rough scar on my forehead. A year ago, Vivian and I were in a car accident during a business trip. To protect her, I got impaled by the windshield. I had a dozen steel plates put in my body and a scar above my left eyebrow that made me look scary. My gentle eyes looked fierce now. Coworkers secretly called me Scarface, kept their distance, and even spread rumors that loan sharks beat me up. Vivian never cleared anything up to avoid suspicion. The next second, Vivian's reply hit me like lightning. It's because of the car accident. He has a scar over his eye. He doesn't look like Marcus anymore. Sasha was furious. So, you were still treating him as a substitute. No wonder when he proposed, you made him do something impossible. 10,000 blessings? Even if he asked 30 people a day, it would take a year. If you didn't want to marry him, you didn't have to string him along. What kind of spell did a scumbag like Marcus put on you? Enough, Vivian snapped. Don't you dare talk about Marcus like that. He said he's changed. I'm just trying to make up for past regrets. Give me 2 more days and I'll break it off with him. Sasha was speechless. Aren't you afraid Alex will actually give up? Vivian sounded relaxed, in control. Alex's job came from me. He lives in my apartment. He has nothing without me. I'll take responsibility for him. We've been out too long. Marcus will get impatient. Let's head back. Watching them walk away, I stood there for a long time, then sank to the floor. When Mom got sick, I brought her to the city for treatment. When I was desperate because we had no money, Vivian was the one who approached me, offering me a job at her company. She was gentle and kind, like a goddess, and I fell for her. Now, looking back, I was wearing a mask then, only my eyes were visible, and her eyes were filled with the joy of finding something she'd lost. Whenever she mentioned her ex, Vivian would get emotional, full of love and hate. Then she'd bury her head against my chest, sighing about how lucky she was to have me. After Marcus came back to the country, she deliberately ran into him several times. Their arguments were just her way of flirting and showing how much she missed him. No wonder Vivian suddenly became distant after the car accident. I was foolishly thinking it was because Marcus was back and she was conflicted. Turns out the original was back and I, the substitute, was useless. That's why she made me collect 10,000 blessings to politely reject me. After a while, I took a deep breath and pushed open the private room door. Inside, everyone was already drunk, clapping and cheering. Their dramatic reunion, their intense love. I'm totally hooked. Vivian, you have to kiss Marcus. Vivian openly kissed Marcus on the lips. Her lashes trembled and her ears turned red, showing how fast her heart was beating. She didn't know how long it had been until the cheering died down. She opened her eyes, confused, and saw me standing behind Marcus, my face blank. She shot up, her face pale. Alex, I can explain. It's not what you think. Her attempt to cover it up just made her look guilty. Vivian, we're done. I pulled out my resignation. Also, please sign this so I can leave the company. Vivian panicked. Everyone in the room looked on with mixed expressions, some wanting to say something. But then whoosh!